In this video, I will show you how to automatically create FreshBooks Invoice for new Stripe payment. So here what will happen, every time the customer makes a payment via Stripe payment gateway, an invoice will be generated automatically for that customer into our FreshBooks account. Yes, you do not have to manually create the invoice now onwards once you will set an automation in this Stripe and FreshBooks application. Want to learn how you can also set this automation for yourself? Come with me and I will show you the whole process step by step. Now to automate this process, I'll have to connect a Stripe payment gateway application and FreshBooks application, and I'm going to connect these two with the Pabbly Connect, which is an integration and automation software. And here you can notice I am an existing user, so I am already logged in into the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. You can also create your free account in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test this automation. Now, after reaching out to the dashboard, firstly click on this blue button, that is create workflow, and provide any random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I am going to provide the name something like when customer make a payment, create invoice automatically. Okay, now simply click on create and then you will find 2 boxes in front of you. Okay, so these are trigger and action. So here trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So whenever this happens, then automatically do this. Understand with an example also. Let's say whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, then automatically send an email via Gmail application to the customer. Okay, so this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. And according to our use case, whenever any new payment is made via Stripe payment gateway application, then automatically generate an invoice in this FreshBooks application. Alright, so this is how you need to select the application in this trigger and the action window, which I have already selected. Okay, so now the idea here is you'll have to connect these 2 applications with the Pabbly Connect one by one. Okay, so firstly we will select the trigger event. Okay, so I want that whenever a new payment is made into the Stripe payment gateway. Okay, so I will search for which particular trigger event, that is charge. Okay, let me search for the same, that is new charge. Okay, when someone's credit card is charged. Okay, so whenever someone is going to make a payment via any credit card, this automation will trigger, or you can say the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect. Basically the payment details will be captured. Now here you can notice it has provided me a webhook URL and few set of instructions. Okay, so I'm going to copy this webhook URL in order to build the connection, and then I am going to paste the same webhook URL inside my Stripe's payment gateway dashboard. Okay, currently I am working into this test mode. Okay, now I'm going to click on this developer section, and then I will click on this webhook option, and then I am going to click on this add endpoint button, and here exactly I am going to paste the same webhook URL which we have received via Pabbly Connect. Alright, so I have pasted the same, and then further I will select a trigger event, basically an event. It is going to be the same which we have selected into our Pabbly Connect dashboard, that is new charge, or you can say charge succeeded. Okay, so here you can notice it is the same thing, that is occurs whenever a charge is successful. So let me select this particular event, click on add events, and then I will be clicking on this final add endpoint button, and this is how the connection in between Stripe and Pabbly Connect will be done. Now it is waiting for the events. Okay, here also you can notice that it is saying waiting for the webhook response. Okay, so it is asking that log into the application where you have added the webhook URL and do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So basically it is asking to do a test submission or record, and here the test submission means making of a new charge. Okay, so I'm going to open some dummy products, any random product in front of you, and then I will make a dummy payment of that product. Okay, so we have several courses, several products here. Okay, so how about I open this particular product, that is spoken English notes. Okay, where is the payment link? Alright, so here we have the link of the payment via which, from where I am going to make a dummy payment. Alright, so I have copied the payment link. Let me open the same, and again I am telling you that I will use some dummy details for making the payment. So how about I go with this demo@pabblytudes.com with this particular email address, and here again I will add some random phone number, alright, 93333, and then further 33333. Okay, so I have provided the phone number also. Let me use the testing card details. Will Stripe provide the testing card details? So I have used the same, added a random CVV. The name on the card will be demo customer, and here I will select the country as India. Okay, now I am going to click on this pay button, and since we have already connected Pabbly Connect and Stripe, I am really expecting this payment detail to be captured via Pabbly Connect. And here you can notice that the payment is successful, and as soon as the payment was successful there, the response is also received in Stripe payment gateway, basically in Pabbly Connect dashboard, that too instantly, because this trigger will instantly capture the new incoming data. Okay, and let me show you the details one by one. Alright, so here we have the amount of that spoken English note, that is 2000. Okay, it has also taken 2 extra zeros. Basically it has ignored that decimal value. Don't worry, we will fix this amount. Okay, let me show you other details. So here we have the country as India. We also have the same email address, the same phone number, the same name, and where is the phone number? Let me check for the same. We also have the same email address and the name of the person. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that connection in between our Stripe payment gateway dashboard and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards what will happen, every time someone is going to make a payment for this specific product, the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect. And once the details are here, I would like to create an invoice for this particular person. But to create an invoice for this particular person, this person should be already available as a client inside my FreshBook application. Then only I will be able to generate the invoices for this person. Okay, so firstly I'm going to check whether this person is already exist in my FreshBook account. Okay, there might be a chances that I have already generated invoice for this person and this person is already available. Okay, so how I am going to do the same check, how I am going to check whether this customer is available or not via this Pabbly Connect. Okay, so firstly I will check within the dashboard only. Okay, I will visit this client section and will check whether the same person with the same email ID is present or not. Okay, so I have 2 users. Let us check the name and email address of this particular person. Alright, here you can notice that demo@pabblytudes.com, this person is already available as a client inside my FreshBook account, so I don't need to create a client here. Okay, so how I'm going to do the same check here, how my automation will get to know that this particular person is already available as a client. Okay, so in action event you will have to search for the customer, basically search for the client by email ID. Okay, so let me tell you how you can do that. Simply click on connect, and just like we have built the connection in Pabbly Connect and Stripe, now we will build the connection in FreshBook and Pabbly Connect. Okay, since I am already logged in into the FreshBook account, so the connection is made successful, and here you can see it is asking for the account name. Well, I have a single account only which has got selected automatically. Now it is asking that which particular email address you would like to search for. Okay, so I will map the email address of this particular person. Okay, and I don't need to manually copy this email address and paste it here. I'm going to click on this field and you will see the above data is visible here in the drop down. Let me search for that email address. Alright, so this is the email address which I have mapped. Now you must be thinking that what is this mapping? Okay, so whatever the details I am mapping here from the below window, basically from the below step, from the above step, these details will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. Okay, so that is why I have mapped this detail, and here you can see the response is received, and let us check whether this person is already available or not, what this response is saying. And here you can notice that it is saying the person is already available. Okay, in that case I don't need to create a new client. Okay, just in case if this person was not available as a client into our FreshBook account, okay, so we can simply add a new action, that is create a client, and we can also create this particular person as a client first, and then we can proceed with this automation. Okay, currently I will go with the same way because this person is already available. Now I am going to create an invoice for this person, but before that I am going to apply a condition that if the person is exist, then only this automation should execute, and I'm going to apply this condition with the help of filter. Well, filter is an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect via which you can apply different kind of conditions within your automation, within your workflow. And in this case I am going to define the condition that if the person is already exist, then only this automation should proceed, otherwise this automation should stop here only, because I am creating this scenario only for the existing clients. Okay, I am not creating this automation for the new clients. Okay, but just in case if you want to build the same case, I have already told you the process that you can simply create a new client with this within this automation. All right, so let me define this condition. So when you will click on this particular arrow, you will find the above data here in the drop down. Now I will search for the email address. If my automation will find that, okay, if this email address is already exist into the response of my previous step, then this automation will proceed, and here you will notice that this condition will be true. Okay, so when this condition is true, then only this automation will proceed, otherwise the automation will stop here only. Okay, so in our case this email address is already exist, that is why the condition is true, and that is why the next step will be creation of a new invoice. So I will again search for the FreshBook, because now I want to create invoice within FreshBook only, and in the action event I will search for the create invoice action event. Okay, now simply click on connect, and this time I can also go with the existing connection because I have already built the connection with this new connection. Okay, and here you can notice that my FreshBook account is connected with the Pabbly Connect. Now it is asking various details in order to generate an invoice. Okay, so I will show you how we can fill these details one by one. The very first thing it is asking for the customer ID. Okay, so when I am clicking on this drop down, nothing is selected. Okay, so firstly you will have to enable this mapping button, and here exactly we will map the ID of the customer which we have received already inside the response of our FreshBook. Okay, let me show you. When we have applied this particular step, that is search client by email, here we have received the ID of the person. Okay, so let me show you where is the ID. Alright, here you can notice client ID. Let me first copy the same so that I can make a search here. Okay, clicking on this customer ID field, and here you can notice again all the previous step response is visible here. Let me search for the ID, and here I have mapped the ID of the customer successfully. Okay, so for this particular customer who actually hold this ID, I'm going to create an invoice. So next thing it is asking for the creation date. Okay, so either I'll have to fetch the current days, that is today's date, with the help of Pabbly Connect feature, that is date and time formatter, or I can do one more thing. I think I must have received the date also in this case. Okay, so let me check the response of this Stripe. Okay, and here let us search for the date. Alright, so we do have the date, but this date is actually into the timestamp format. Okay, I'll have to convert this date in which format. Basically the FreshBook is asking for this YYYYMMDD. Okay, so how I can convert this, let me show you. Before this FreshBook application step, you'll have to introduce one more extra step. Okay, and here I will search for the date and time formatter feature. Okay, let me select the same, and in the action event I am going to select this format date with the time zone. Okay, I can also go with this format date only. Okay, so let me select the same, clicking on connect, and here you can notice it is connected immediately. Now I will provide the date here which was created. Remember, it was into this specific format, and in the from format I will be selecting the same format, that is into the milliseconds, basically into the timestamp format. And here you can notice we have this timestamp format, and in this to format we will define the same format which FreshBook is actually asking for, that is YYYYMMDD. Okay, so I have defined both the formats. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and you will notice that I will receive the date. Okay, and now I can successfully map this date here in this invoice creation. Okay, but when I'll click on this field, you will notice that the above data is not visible here. So I'll have to refresh this automation, but if I will refresh it, my step will be removed. Okay, so let me show you. You can also click on this connect button, and then you can click on the save button, and this is how your automation will be refreshed and your step will not be removed. Okay, so now I'll click on this button. You will notice that the recent data is also visible. Let me first map the date, and this particular ID is also got removed. So let me once again enable the mapping button and search for the client ID, which was Alright, so here we have the client user ID which I have mapped. Now it is asking that days due from the issue. Okay, so you can also read the instructions that add days to the date of issue to set a due date. Okay, so how long this invoice will be valid for. Okay, so let's say I add a random number, that is 5 days. Okay, so this invoice will be valid for next 5 days also. Okay, language it is asking, so I will go with the EN only. I will provide the code for the English language only. Description, name line, quantity line. Okay, so I'm going to provide the data only for the required field, and in this required field it is asking that what should be the name on the invoice. Okay, so here I will provide the name of the product. Okay, so let us check whether we have actually received the product name or not inside our Stripe payment gateway dashboard data. Okay, so let me check the same. Alright, so I have not received any product related information. So now from where I'm going to provide the title to my invoice? Well, I am going to apply this Stripe step once again, and then I will fetch out the product related information, and then I can easily map the product name into my invoice. Okay, so I have clicked on this plus icon, then I will search for the Stripe once again. Alright, and here in the action event we will search for the retrieve. Okay, and here I would like to retrieve the payment related information, so I will go with the retrieve a payment intent. Okay, you can also read the instructions. Retrieve the details of a payment intent that has previously been created. Okay, simply click on connect, and with the help of the ID, okay, I can also go with the existing connection now because I have already built the connection. Okay, and with the help of this payment intent ID, I can easily fetch the product related information. So let me once again show you the response of my Stripe, and here you will notice that we have also received this payment intent ID. Okay, so I have copied the same so that I can easily search for this ID, and here we have applied the Stripe step once again. Let me click on this particular field and search for that ID. Okay, so I have mapped it successfully. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and you will notice that I will receive the product related information also. Okay, so let us check whether we have received the product name or not. And here you can see that we have received the product name also. Now I can easily map this product name also in this invoice creation step, basically in this name line item. Okay, so simply clicking on this particular field, and again I can map the above data from this particular response. Alright, so let me search for that product name which was spoken English notes. Alright, so I have mapped the name also. Asking for the quantity of the line item, so I'm going to provide this value manually, or which can be 1. Okay, asking for the tax name, basically the tax percentage. So if you have this information, you can map the same data here also. Now I will only provide the data to this required field, that is unit cost. Alright, so I have also received the cost of this product in this particular section also, and into my previous step also, basically into the Stripe trigger step. Okay, but the amount which I have received was showing the 20,000, but the actual amount is actually of 2,000 only. Okay, let me show you that amount, that is 20,000. Okay, why it is showing this 20,000 amount? Because it has ignored that decimal value. Basically this particular value has been fetched into this JSN format. Okay, so how I am going to convert this pricing into the actual pricing, that is in 2,000 pricing. Okay, so that is very simple. Again with Pabbly Connect, before your FreshBook application step, you'll have to add one more extra step, that is number formatter. Okay, With this number formatter, we are going to divide 100 with this particular amount, and this is how I will receive the actual amount. Okay, so you'll have to select this perform math operation. And let me tell you, number formatter is also an amazing feature of Pabbly Connect, via which you can perform various kind of amazing operations within your numbers. All right, okay, now it is asking for the number which you would like to format. Okay, so let me first provide that number. Let me map that amount. Okay, so this is the amount, and here it is clearly written that in whatever the numbers you would like to perform the operation, you will have to add those numbers separated by a comma. Okay, so I would like to perform a math operation in these two numbers, so I have provided these two numbers separated by a comma, and I would like to apply this divide operation in these two numbers, so I have selected the same. Clicking on this button, save and send test request, and you will notice that I will receive the actual amount, and here you can notice we have the correct amount. Okay, so now onwards what will happen, every time the amount is received, that number will be divided by 100 first, and this is how I will get the correct information, the correct amount, and this is how I can map the correct amount in this particular section. And again, the recent data is not visible here, so simply click on connect button, and then I'll click on save button, and this is how my automation will be refreshed, and this is how I will be able to get the actual data. Alright, so when I am clicking here, you can notice the number formatter step is also visible. Okay, I am clicking on this button, save and send test request, and this time, okay, customer ID is required. Let us check whether we have the customer ID or not. Alright, it has got removed, so let me first enable the mapping button and search for that customer ID, that user ID. Alright, so I have mapped the last thing also. Now I am really expecting that my invoice will be created automatically into the FreshBook for this existing customer, for this existing client. Alright, so I have clicked on this save and send test request button, and here you can notice that positive response is received. Let me go back to the invoices section of my FreshBook account, and let us check whether we have actually received, whether an invoice has been created or not. Alright, here you can see a new invoice has been created for this particular amount, that is 2000. Let me open that, and here you can notice the same date is here. Alright, so this is the amount, this is the name of the customer, this is the company name, this is the date of issue. Alright, the invoice number has been added automatically, and here you can see we have the same amount and we have the same product name also. Okay, so this is how now onwards, every time someone is going to make a payment via Stripe payment gateway, and if that client is already available into your FreshBook account, the invoice will be generated automatically. Okay, and in order to automate this process, you need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect just once. After that, you can sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually after creating this automation inside Pabbly Connect. Okay, so this is the 7-step workflow, 7-step automation. Just in case if you want to access this workflow, this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of this workflow into my description box. Okay, so you just need to click on that link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access this workflow, this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues, and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.